What's up, Pokemaniacs? I am the Online Orphan, and I am your analyst for Season 2 of the Pokemon Ubers League, or PUL for short. And here we are with another draft analysis. This time we are talking about Coach Legolas and his Southern Blazikens. Let's go ahead and take a look at the team he has drafted here for the Ubers League, starting, of course, with Lugia. Lugia is a fantastic defensive Pokemon when it comes to Ubers. Of course, can recover its own health, hits relatively hard with its signature move in Aeroblast, of course, does get some nice psychic coverage, and a lot of other coverage moves as well when it comes to water attacks. But really, the main draw of Lugia is it's one of the best defensive Pokemon in the Ubers tier, so really looking forward to seeing how well Lugia stacks up against the competition. Next up is the Keldeo. Keldeo, nice hard-hitting water and fighting type Pokemon here. Typically seen with a Scarf when it comes in singles format. Does have some interesting move pool as well. Can get something like Icy Wind to slow down its opponents. But again, just hits relatively hard with that Sacred Sword or Secret Sword. I always get the two mixed up. And then again, Hydro Pump, Scald, Ice Beam, of course. This thing can be a decent mix attacker, but again, a nice choice Scarf or even an Assault Vest Keldeo is really hard hitting Mon. Next up is the Cresselia. Cresselia, another disgusting, bulky Pokemon, and another bulky Psychic type for the team here. Obviously, interesting to pair with the Lugia, but again, Cresselia with that Levitate ability, giving him yet another ground immunity. This thing can set up with Calm Mind. This thing, I would really love to see a Psycho Shift variant with the Flame Orb, which would be really funny. But hits hard from Moonblast, Dazzling Gleam, not Dazzling Gleam, excuse me, Ice Beam, Psyshock Psychic, and can recover its health with Moonlight. So Cresselia, just a really great wall. He's got the Araquanid. Araquanid, an incredibly hard-hitting physical attacker. Very, very slow, but also has access to Sticky Webs now. So Sticky Web, definitely a great option for his team. That great Water Bubble ability makes Stab Liquidation just hit so hard. And then the buff to Leech Life really makes Araquanid a great Pokemon. So looking forward to seeing it on this team here. As next up is going to be the Alolan Muck. Alolan Muck is so much better than its original counterpart. Poison and Dark means it is only weak to ground, and you can already see multiple ground immunities on the team. Stab Knockoff hits really hard. An Assault Vest with Poison Touch is completely viable. This thing also has Recycle, making its Gluttony variant incredibly difficult to deal with as well. Does get priority in Shadow Sneak, so Alolan Muck, really great mid-tier level Pokemon. In Tier 4, the next thing he's got is the Shiinotic or Shiinotic, however you want to say it. This is a really interesting Pokemon. That Strength Sap that it gets is really an interesting move here, and really looking forward to seeing how this thing plays out here. Not a standard Pokemon that you would see drafted, but again, does hit relatively hard, some decent defenses, and a midline speed tier, so very nice Shiinotic. In Tier 5, the Rhydon pick. I love Rhydon out of Tier 5. This thing is incredible with an Eviolite. Has some really great physical coverage options. Things like Avalanche to hit incredibly hard as it is a slower Pokemon. Lightning Rod gives it that electric immunity. And again, Rhydon is, in my opinion, such a fantastic low-tier Pokemon that really looking forward to seeing it play out here. He's got the Mega Garchomp. This thing has got sky-high attack stat. Obviously, it does lose a little bit of speed when it Mega Evolves, but this thing just hits incredibly hard. Of course, Outrage, Earthquake, lots of good coverage moves. Poison, Jab, Iron Head. You need a switch into this Pokemon on the physical side because it is just going to run through teams, and really supported well with the Sticky Webs from Araquanid. Next up, he has got another Uber level in the Reshiram. Reshiram hits incredibly hard from the special side of things. but can be a decent mixed attacker as well. Fire Dragon, a really interesting combination, of course, mimicked by Turtonator, but until Turtonator, there was no other Fire Dragon there. So watch out for Reshiram. I think this thing with a choice item can be very, very dangerous. Next up is the Delmise. Delmise, a really interesting grass and ghost type Pokemon, thanks to its ability in Steelworker. Also gives it stab steel type moves, so really is basically a 3 type Pokemon. So looking forward to seeing it used here in the Draft League format. Can be a rapid spinner for his team as well, which is always nice. Next up is the Drapion. Drapion, once again, another poison and dark type Pokemon with only weakness to ground. And again, lots of ground immunities on the team here. So Drapion will be able to go ahead and set up Toxic Spikes for the team. Will be able to pick up Toxic Spikes as it is a grounded poison type Pokemon. So looking forward to seeing if the Drapion can function well, especially with that web support. And last, but certainly not least, is the Gengar. Gengar, even though it lost its Levitate ability, Curse Body is still a decent ability, and Gengar just hits so hard on the special side. Of course, Shadow Ball, Sludge Bomb, or Sludge Wave. Nice coverage options, things like, you know, Thunderbolt, and if this thing scares you out and sets up a sub, then you are in a lot of trouble. So looking over the team in general, really interesting to see a couple of typings paired up here. Obviously, both Drapion and Alolan Muck share the poison and dark typing. I think a lot of these Pokemon are going to benefit from the sticky webs that Araquanid can bring. A couple of dragon types on the team, but again, not always serving the same purpose. So looking forward to seeing how well this team meshes together here and how it'll perform in the league. So I hope you guys enjoyed this draft analysis for the Southern Blazikens. If you did, show some love on that like button down below. Check out the links in the description where you can find everything about this league and all of us there. Once again, I'm the Online Orphan, and I am signing out.